What is good, friends, and welcome back. I have this deja vu feeling that I talked about that topic already, but we're gonna talk it again briefly. With me, Fubar, that will comment and react with that recent update regarding the scrap of those super weapons. So, Fubar, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Let's do this.
All right, so this week a funny thing, Fubar, is that our viewers are not aware, but we attempted a video Sunday of this week about the update when they let it nerf those super weapons, and for a reason or because I'm a dummy, I forgot to record my microphone, so the video was garbage. And the next thing you know is the next morning I read my mail and I saw that Lilith abandoned the whole super weapon thing. So the positive thing is we didn't have to make this video again, but we're gonna make one
Yeah.
anyways. As
Yeah.
I have to be honest, well, I'm always honest, but I can't lie. I didn't expect Lilith to scrap those super weapon as soon.
I kind of was hoping they were. It was kind of like a birthday wish come true because it was my birthday the day they sent out that mail.
Yes, true.
So for the audience sake, I turned 36. Yay, I'm getting old. But anyway, I'm actually really excited about it. I don't think they should just scrap it entirely. I think they just need to go back in and rework it, like we had talked about, because you will even admit to this that the super weapons weren't feeling so super.
No, they
So
in one sentence, the super weapons is a great idea, but badly executed. And the reason the reason Lilith scrapped the whole idea is of course they got caught by surprise with the wild reaction with the community as those super weapons were too strong. But in my opinion, that's what super weapons are supposed to be. They're supposed to be a game changer, a last resort weapon, something that will turn the tide. It must have a super effect. So many players complained that it was unfair, and I understand that. However, when they decide to nerf those weapons, they were rendered useless. So Lilith realized that, well, this is not going good. They were either too strong and too boring, now they're too weak and still boring, and I understand why they scrapped the idea.
yeah, from what I observed, I didn't really see a lot of complaints about it being too strong. It was more so based off how Lilith has built up Warpath. Because Warpath, I love the game to death, and the reason why I love it, and the reason why I play this game over any other RTS game, is because the freedom of control of the units. With the Sky Fortress, you had zero control. It was more cost than productive, and the same thing with the Titans. I feel the Titans were better executed than the Super Fortress. I mean the Sky Fortress, but I really think they need to give the control back to the player and make the Sky Fortress kind of like we had originally talked about, a rally killer.
Right.
Because rallies just rampage throughout every single L4 event. Rallies tear through everything. Rallies are what make or break you being safe zoned or not. And I think these super weapons would provide a very epic feel. Like when I in my my gold one conquest I'm in now in Cairo, I was field fighting with my helicopter, and all of a sudden this Sky Fortress came out of nowhere, and I was like, if this thing can actually attack right now, the rally I'm in would be completely decimated. And it was such a friggin' wow factor that I wish it could have done that, but I was very deeply disappointed.
Yeah.
End of the line.
I understand. The other disappointing, which is the main issue or the main complaint, is more like the player was not involved in the battlefield anymore. He was bolt camp were watching their super weapons fighting against each other, and it was more a resource race rather than actual fighting. So that was one of the main issue and one of the main complaint about that concept. Like you said, the game changed a lot since the very first day I started playing Warpath. Back in the days, there were no rallies, and the first rally that appeared were capped at I think 10 units. It was
Yes.
more a base to base thing. And when they told us that the Sky Fortress would be able to destroy bases, that was not really needed. That was not a request from the player. The player requested more base durability. That's what he want. And many of our viewers are not aware, but we talk a lot about those super weapons, and we had ideas. So let's just finish with this, unless you want to add something else, Jonathan. But let me just finish with this. Our idea of super weapon, not one super weapon, but one super weapon per camp. So let's say that Vanguard got this huge artillery, the huge howitzer. The Martyr's Watch camp got the atom bomb or a nuke, and Liberty got some sort of AC-130, and each of those super weapons have a specific effect on the battlefield. Let's say the AC-130 is a rally killer. The nuke from the Martyr's Watch is once you launch the nuke, it renders the village unbuildable, and for the howitzer is a base killer, something like that. So that you have three different effects that you need to counter with three different weapons, let's say, or defense mechanism. So that was my idea of the super weapon, rather than just have one single unit that you could add skin later.
No, you are completely right. The more diversity, the better for the game. I feel like I think like the nuke could be also utilized for taking out troublesome rallies, other than just taking out a village. Like you could aim it at a village and it'll neutralize a village, or you could kill everything within a radius of a village. And I think that would be fair because it's a nuclear weapon.
Right.
But I think that would be a little bit more like you would have to have like one or two other alliance members also have to be there to trigger it.
Yeah, that's the idea of teamwork. Sorry to interrupt you, but let's say that if you want to trigger the Vanguard super weapon, then you need X amount of player who got this Vanguard camp maxed or have this Vanguard camp technology. So all those players needs to work together and be able to launch that weapon.
Right, exactly. And the same thing with like each camp, making it like a little bit team based. But like with the AC-110, leave that up in the air, and the same with the artillery until some unit comes by and actually, or like rally or some other form of countermeasure comes and takes it out. Now, like I said with the Sky Fortress, there was so many means they could have boosted the morale towards the Sky Fortress. Like, for example, they just buffed up the ATG like we talked about recently, and they could have used that with the AA mode to highlight that it would do extreme damage to the Sky Fortress.
Right.
Or like fighter planes could attack it, and also fighter planes could have attacked the scout planes. This would all added a lot more balance and made it a lot more chaotic on the battlefield.
One last thing that I want to add, that the last complaints were players that complain about the amount of lag that those super weapons were adding into the game, as the game is already lagging, and people are struggling playing this on a mobile phone or tablet. Every time I try to play on my mobile phone, the experience is not good. So having those Sky Fortress fighting against the Titan, adding those scout planes on top of it, it just compound a lag problem, which drove me crazy. I mean, those scout planes, since you cannot interact with them, you cannot attack them, why bother having them on the map anyways? And I'm nitpicking here, but the issue I had with those scout plane is why a scout plane, like a piston engine paper plane, is larger than a full squadron of modern jet. It didn't make any sense to me. It was just a way to recycle those scout plane, and there was no reason for it anyways.
Yeah, they do need to find a functionality to the scout plane that would actually been better. One of the big things I loved about Warpath was actually, level 1, 2, and 3 cities, how they had that fog of war.
Mm-hmm.
Add that to an L4 event.
Or maybe at the fog, or let the scout plane actually scout enemies on the battlefield.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Keep this simple, and we're always scanning for enemies. Then the sky plane, the cow plane could be used for that. That's what they're meant to be. So keep this simple, unlock a new tag that we can research. So now hiding will be more difficult.
Right.
One more thing that Jonathan, you want to add in this video. We talk about many topics, but we're gonna fit this in as nobody talk about it, and Lilith tried to sneak it in that last update or that last announcement, is the wall adjustment based on the battlefield you are. So you want to go ahead?
This is actually was a major concern that a lot of content creators had brought up. It was me, Deathwish, you even brought it up, Mag, and also General Ghost did, DX7 did. They added this right here to prevent whales from being super overpowered when they do these adjusted L4 events to the tier rating. So if you can scroll down, Mag, for me, please. As you can see, Legendary 1, Legendary 2, and Gold 1 would not be affected at all. But once you hit Gold 2, your max amount of limit to the wall before you start getting hit with a 50% buffer will be 150, then Gold 3, 125, and as you can see, it scrolls down. So that means if you are over the set limit, your wall efficiency will be reduced by 50%. So that means 50% of the wall will be actually contributed. So that is what we want.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, if you are in a limited battlefield.
Yes.
Okay. So just to before everybody break their keyboard and rage quit, this is for the limited battlefield. It's not for the unlimited battlefield where there's no limit and no cap. So they just added that defensive cap as well as the star limit, just to maybe be in line for both attribute, I guess.
Correct. And let's be honest, a lot of players haven't really started upgrading their fortified walls right now. They're just starting to get to there because they're focusing on their every other building other than the fortified wall, getting it up to level 32, before they start investing into the 300 levels there. So this right here will be a pleasant little surprise for the free-to-play players who are, trying to build up. This will be there to act as a balance, so that way no mega overpowered player can have an absolute juggernaut of a base defense. So this is a very helpful sign that Lilith is listening to us and they are adjusting to what we need.
Right. I'm gonna finish with this. It makes sense. As let's say I take my base. I only play in Legendary 1 battlefield anyways, but I don't even have 4 walls at 150. So imagine a stronger base than mine in Gold 2. That would be unfair and sandbagging. So
exactly.
I'm okay with that.
Like for me, for example, I only have 1 wall that's level 9 right now because I've been focusing on my other buildings because they need to be done first.
Right. So if you look at my base, I got 140, 141, 102, and 101. And I got a strong base, but I'm not focused on defense much. I can't imagine a stronger base than mine doing in Silver 1 battlefield. I'm happy.
Yeah.
So you see, we're not always bitching. There's some good things to talk about, and there's also some bad thing to talk about. So we're not sell out to anyone. We just have to we
have to just report everything.
Exactly. We have to report everything. Well said.
Yeah, we are unbiased. We have to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And we are unbiased towards the game. We love the game, but when they mess up, we got to tell them when they mess up. It's so that way they can fix the mistakes they make. So that way we can get back on track and enjoy the game we love.
Well said. Okay, so friends, stay tuned because I want to talk a little bit about a topic. H's Game released a video about the Paramount Cup award reveal, or they reveal the rewards, and I cannot lie, I'm a little bit disappointed by this video. So as you know, the Paramount Cup, well, Lilith promised an abundant amount of rewards, exclusive skins, which is, I think, the highlight of this cup. more refined components, which is all right. But when I found out that, let's say you're in the top 8 alliance and you win the Paramount Cup, you may not get the skin. Well, the chance to get the skin is pretty slim because only one member out of 255 players will obtain the permanent skin. All right? Everybody else may get a temporary skin. Why may? If you are the sovereign reward player, which is like the MVP, the most valuable player, you will claim this skin, only one skin. If you are from the elite reward player, you will claim a 90-day skin. First place, second place 30-day skin, and then it's 10-day skin. A 10-day skin and even 30-day skin is, I mean, I don't want to be mean to Lilith, but this is a joke. Why bother with a 10-day skin? It's so insulting. I mean, everybody is committed into this Paramount Cup, and in the Legendary 1 Battlefield, I know we're talking about a game here, but a lot of players are committed to perform. It's a performance event where you need an absolute high amount of activity. What do you get in exchange? A temporary skin. Okay, and by the way, if you are the rest of the players, so there can only be one player for the sovereign reward, 30 players for the elite rewards, and the member prize, there is no skin, nothing. You get a frame, a picture frame, which nobody care, and some refined components. So let me give you an example. So you're in the NHL and you win the Stanley Cup, right? You get a nice ring, a nice, bold, shiny ring that you keep, and the Stanley Cup, you keep it for 1 year, okay? Why can't Lilith give us a skin that we can keep until the next Paramount Cup winner? That way, you can showcase your skin. You can be proud of your prize, your skin. You can show off and brag about it. You deserve it. You own it, but you have to fight to keep it. And everybody gonna see the skin you're wearing. You're promoting that thing. So you create envy, right? If only one player out of 255, nobody will ever see that skin probably. So you don't create a desire for that item. So by showing this item, by promoting this item, you create envy, and you want that, and those players, they really want a piece of that skin, so they will fight for it in the next round. That's how I see it.
Well, then one thing I want to add to that is, like, from my experience of Legendary 1, which is nowhere near as yours, okay? I'm going to lead with that. But you have to be online almost 24/7 in there, and the Paramount Cup extends over multiple L4 events. So it's very hard for a leader to just pick one reward. And also, the amount of money spent in the Legendary 1 event amongst that one individual alliance alone that took the top, the average player will drop, like, I don't know, probably right around $500, if not more. And especially for the highly competitive, like G27, HBR, you know, Mass. I mean, these guys who are dropping significant amounts of money on the game, I think it should be rewarded to every member of the alliance, not just the sovereign, because it was a team effort to get there.
It is a team effort. I can understand why there's a special event that the spender will win. It's a spending game. Okay, let's not forget about it. For sure, this is an individual event, so that top spender or that top player earned that single skin, or maybe there's 2 or 3 available. I can't say exactly, but this I understand. It's an individual game. It's an individual competition. But the alliance itself that win, everybody should win. Everybody should get that skin at least the time you're a champion until the cup hits the second season. That's how it's supposed to be, in my opinion. And you made a very good point here. Let's say that you play 5 matches, 5 rounds for the Paramount Cup. Then you have to determine one player among those 5 rounds, which is, I mean, it's, come on, Lilith, you don't be cheap. It doesn't cost anything to add a few more skins to this whole alliance, so they can be proud to be a winner, and they deserve that win. So it could be us, it could be anybody else, it doesn't matter. I'm not talking about our alliance, I don't care. I'm talking about the player. And some of you may say, well, I don't care, I will never be in the Paramount Cup. You don't know that. Don't forget that I've been playing this game for 2 years now, and most of the alliances in the cup, the top 8 in the cup, are old alliances. So your time will come, and then when you will be being part of the top 8 for this Paramount Cup, that will be your problem as well. So it's everybody's problem, and I think that Lilith should be more generous with those rewards. That doesn't cost them anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the sovereign rewards, as you see for the number 1, should be completely like distributed to every single alliance member in that alliance. Now, like where you see like the second one, that should be like your second place alliance reward. And then your third day, like it goes down. Like if you keep scrolling down on that list,
yeah, I
you
can
just
because
keep
it's
going.
a video, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, like that should be like what everyone should get. Like as a minimum is the 10-day. If you're the 8th alliance there, that should be what you get as a reward. I mean, the skin does look cool,
Is cool.
Overall, it's kind of like a slap in the face. If it from my point of view. Because, for example, I'm a majority free-to-play player. Now, how would I qualify for these sovereign rewards when amongst an alliance where this one whale who had the disposable income that I did not have available was able to boost my alliance's unprecedented cash reward? When not the cash reward, you know what I'm talking about. It boosts the combat buff. If I couldn't, maybe I perform better on the battlefield than him, because I have better control of my units and everything. How would I ever compete with someone with a bigger wallet? The simple point is you can't.
You can't. You cannot compete with a wallet fighter, but this is your chance to earn that skin as you're active and you're fighting. And even if you're a smaller player, but give the time and be active to help, you earn that skin without having to spend for it. That is how things should be fair. And the smaller the player, the more effort he needs to deploy in order to show that to have the same impact as a stronger player.
Exactly. And that's why I think that the sovereign reward should go to like the number 1 alliance in that, and then to do the trickle down effect.
That's all I have for you today, friends. I just want to rant a little bit about that reward thing. I know that in the end it's just a game, it doesn't matter. The next day you still have to go to work, but I mean, this game, a lot of players are committed either by time, money, or both. So the least Lilith could do is be a little bit more generous about those rewards.
Cool.
So
yes, I agree.
Yeah, so that's it, friends. Thanks for watching. Do you agree or disagree? If you feel that you're getting ripped off, just let me know in the comment section. You have the right. Everybody got a voice, and I read every single comment. So comment away, and I will be glad to read your feedback. Fubar, go ahead and give us the last word.
Last word of the day is I got your 6, Mag got your 6, and our links are down in the description below, and it's always our community Discord. It's been a pleasure being a part of this and an honor. Thank you, Mag. You guys have a wonderful one.
See ya.